Hey, how's it going, folks? It's Linda Builder here, my friend for you guys. Now, this topic is actually raised probably 3 days ago, and I did not know my coworker also worked as a broker in the finance industry. And what she's been telling me is that, you know, in her early phase of a mortgage broker, she's been telling me, I'm not going to name which country it is because it's a very popular country. Is This person from this minority group brought straight full cash to buy properties, right? And you got one of those, and you got the other one is Jesus. Everyone's lending is so easy. It was dead easy. Now, if you click on this video, I'm pretty sure you clicked on the social credit lending system. Why I named it? It's no much different from the Chinese social credit, to be honest with you guys. Now, a bit of rundown what's a social credit in the banking lending system in Australia. I'm pretty sure around the world it works this way. This is actually the right way of lending money. You cannot just lend money like in the past, like a thin of air, even though you cannot afford or save. Okay, so the story is this. I can't say the story. So nowadays, if you want to go for mortgage lending, what they have to go through is a lot of ticking a lot of criteria boxes, such as what is your spending, what is your savings, and what is your spending habits are like, and how much do you save, pay, to take that much loan for this property, even though you have 5% deposit on buying a property, will you still be afford to pay? Now, in my opinion, I wouldn't even bother to a 5% deposit. No bloody way. That will kill me. All right, I'm just gonna let you guys know. 20%, it's a lot better. Trust me. 5%, even for life, you can't even pay it off. That's a long way to go. Even though you have enough income, even if you were earning like 6 figures per year, you gotta realize in life, like our body deteriorates as we get really old. We cannot work 6 figures all the way through. But yeah, and job security, that's another one. Okay, let's touch on the topic. Now, the social credit in the lending, that's how I named it, social credit. The lending system is pretty much what you do, what you see. So pretty much what you do on your Facebook, and do you upload any party stuff, or do you go shopping, or perhaps do you watch Netflix, do you go Uber Eats, do you catch Uber? Every single dollar counts nowadays. Why are you spending money on Uber Eats? Why are you going to Uber? Why are you going to movies? Why are you going to, and this criteria list that you have to achieve? Pretty much what they want you to be is no bloody life, don't have a life, and work non-stop and save as much as you can. That's a very good criteria. And that is a very conservative way of lending money. And that is the right way of doing it. Unlike before, the way how they lend money with a thin air, whether you're a single mom or whether you're earning a low income job. Back then, a couple of years, because of this new lending issue, a couple of years ago, it was, you could borrow money even you're a single mom, even it was out of your income and saving capacity, which they try to push you, to have what they call it, mortgage. What was it? Gosh, I lost that word. Oh, they try to push you the narrative. You can rent out rooms out so you can, pay back and things like that. There was a lot of advertisements saying if you have $20,000 back, you can have a house. That is the very wrong way of promoting housing, because housing is a lifetime. It's not something that you have 20 grand or 30 grand, just spend it on a house. Where housing market day by day has increased, because if you have 5% and very loose banking system, anyone can go out and buy as much houses as they can, as long as they pay their monthly repayments on time. Okay, and as well, back then there was a very you can brokers were the most dodgiest. They're gonna grab as much customers back in the days, so they can go through finding ways how to forgery with tax income and incomes and things like that. Back then they don't look at bank statement. Back then they just look at employment, where people pretty much can bribe through. But nowadays they look at your bank statement all the way through, how you spend, things like that. This is the right way of doing it. Unlike before. Before it was literally designed for everyone to get on a debt and crash and burn and die. Because while you want to borrow something that is out of your capacity, you're out of your reach. Now I know my missus really wanted a house, and I told her many times, like, it's impossible to get a house, even if I do save $400 per week. If you times like 4 by 52 weeks, I'll probably get like 20 grand if I save a year, right? So, you know, 20 grand in today's world is nothing, to be honest. You can buy a brand new car, a cheap Korean or Japanese car, you can buy it. But the 20 grand, you can't buy a house nowadays. A house nowadays is like, it's more than, well, I'll say where I'm living right now is probably in the 500,000s, but with 5% deposit, come on, man, I wouldn't do that. I would never do that. All I need is extra 5,000 so I can pretty much can have a house. But I wouldn't do it. But my missus, on the other hand, wanted to do everything, and I told her it's not the way how it is, and I don't think I can get there. Anywho, that's the topic that I'll show you guys. So for those who doesn't know, the lending back then was so bloody easy. Anyone can get a loan. It was designed, people was like faking employments, faking, in everything, figures and everything. And unfortunately, I was one of them. So at 2011, I was one of them. I was a young chap, had no job, and somehow someone's willing to fake all the way through. That's why we had the housing boom. It was borrowing non-stop. So yeah. And when the housing boom, then your property off the market, then you have refinance the money and use that money and can buy whatever you want. You can buy a car, brand new Mercedes, or another house, or whatever you want, a holiday trip. Let's put it that way. So yeah, that was the right way of doing right now. It was literally designed, and I repeat again, it was literally designed for you to crash and burn. Anywho, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoy.